Good afternoon, everyone. I have a twin flame read for you that's on the table in front of you. I just realized I lost one of my earrings. It's not in my ear, so I don't know if that's a message for someone. I'm sure it's around my house somewhere. But I have this twin flame read for you. There's no union read today. I have two big messages of the day. One was yesterday and one was for this morning. And I couldn't come in yesterday. I had a bit of a tummy ache yesterday, so I need to rest and just be still for a while and get some things done that I need to get done. And so let's first go ahead and take our deep breath. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. You might want to imagine that light coming in through your crown, wrapping around your heart, and then diffusing it out into your chest, into your head and neck, into your arms, into your fingertips, and your legs and your toes, out through your auric bodies, out into the field, into your home, into your neighborhood, out to your country and to the world as far as you want it to go. And yeah, let's go ahead and take those deep breaths. Another deep breath. And one more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to you guys. Hope you're having an amazing day. And thank you so much for being here with me. All right, so let's get right into it. We're going to roll the die today as well. I'm going to show you the pictures first. This is the main read that you see in front of you, the Syrian Starseed deck. And here's the complete read that you see in front of you with all 7 decks. It is a general reading. If you want something more specific to you, you can check out my information below as well as on my website, twinflames3344.com. I have a CD out there also called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames by Evelyn Stainthorpe if you want to check that out. And here's the first message of the day. There's a couple pages of this because it was very long, so this is also the first message. The second message of the day from today is here, which as well has a second or even third page here. This is the second part, and then here is the final part here. So I want to get right into it because there's a lot of messages there. And let's roll the die. So for the die for the Twin Flames today, which is October 8th, 2021. And by the way, watch Sam the Illusionist's last video if you'd like to. He was talking about the 10th portal, that we need to do group meditations, which other people have brought up as well. I know Laura Eisenhower probably, and as well Elizabeth April have been talking about how important the groups are because of the dark energy being infused to send out the light energy to all the portals around the world. And for Sam, I was getting the 10th. I know Elizabeth April is doing a group community thing on the 11th. So you might want to join in too. And I had told you before too, this was coming up for the whole month of October, to join up in as many group meditations as you can to send the love light out to the world, to the portals around the world. And here we have Leo. And we have the number 3, which is also the Empress, which is Taurus. And 3 is that abundance of the Empress, the love, family, and community coming together, enjoy, the happy-go-lucky person. And this kind of fell on the crease between Jupiter and Pluto, which have both come up recently. Let's throw this one again, see what comes up. And now we have Neptune. So we have a lot of outer planets. I know there's a lot of retrograde motion going on right now, so you can check that out for the outer planets. So Pluto specifically coming up with Neptune, and then Uranus also coming up here. So the outermost planets, so those have to do with the big worldwide changes. And there's shifts going forward. I don't know which planets they are. I know they're those outer planets though. So check that out when the dates are as far as the going forward and retrograde as well, because we have Mercury retrograde energies going on right now. Okay, so a lot of that. And most important thing is to stay out of fear. Don't worry about it one way or the other. Just be present in the moment and know that you have your four walls around you. You have yourself and you're good. And just, hang on to that positive energy. Okay, so this first message of the day, I'm going to pull a tone card from the Lenormand Reverie just to start. I've been getting a lot of nudges to do more stretching exercises, so I was pulling my yoga cards yesterday and today to see what stretches I should do. So maybe I should pull one for you as well. So from the Lenormand Reverie for the general energies today, to set the tone, we have the flowers, which is beautiful. Has to do with gifts. So whether receiving gifts or your psychic gifts, all of that energy, this can be nature as well, with the 9 is the Hermit, the going within. And we have the home as well. And look at that. Wow. The 4-leaf clover. So the luck of the Irish, the 3 to 4 wishes there, with the 9 of the Hermit, the 4 of the Emperor, and the 2 of the High Priestess. So we're going to set them out. The bottom of the deck is the 30 of the Union energy. The lilies is about spiritual maturity and peace. So that's really beautiful. So I'm going to put all 4 of those out. We have the community behind the lilies. So that's definitely having to do with the spiritual community. I'm trying to figure out where to put these. Well, you have these. I'm actually not going to put them out because I thought I had space, but I don't. So this is the underlying energy. So really beautiful. And you see how much nature is in this. It's about the home and nature, which is how I feel right now in my environment. So you can see that I have this big window over here. And I can see all the trees across the street in the woods. It's all nature. So that's very beautiful energy for you today. Let's see from the yoga deck what comes up for you guys. Is there anything specific that would be helpful for everybody out there? As far as the yoga positions, to stretch and release stuck energies within the body. Is there something specific you want brought up today? October 8th, 2021. October 8th, 2021. All right, this one came out. So, got to get it in the right way. All right, so here's the one that came out. And you see about crossing one knee over the other. I'm going to read you, you can see the directions on the back if you want to read that and do that exercise. Let me just clear that up so you can see it better. Okay, so you have the instructions there. And again, here's the picture. Okay, the bottom of the deck. Is that this one? We also have this stretch, which is just about standing like a foot from the wall and bending down and putting your butt up. Your butt hits the wall, and then you pull the fat up off your cheeks, so your legs are really stretched there. And then it's just about, hanging down with your arm, holding your arms together right there. So some simple exercises there that you can try out, which may release some energies that need to be released. Okay, and only do it if you're able to. Don't push yourself to do something that you're not able to. You don't want to hurt yourself. Okay. So this first message of the day, I did yesterday, and that was at 9:06 a.m. yesterday. And there's a wound that was coming up yesterday morning about the trash trucks that come in, because I was doing a meditation with my inner little girl, and she wasn't feeling good, as I wasn't feeling good yesterday because I had a stomach ache and I didn't know what was wrong. And it actually was lasting into last night, but I felt fine as soon as I woke up this morning. But again, the intestines were also coming up, so the stomach and, internalizing fears, right, can come up in the stomach, where you start feeling nervous in your solar plexus. but also a wound regarding the trash trucks, right? Men with trash. Was very interesting because as I was seeing my little girl who just wanted to crawl into my lap because she was feeling insecure and scared, and then the elephant came in, and the elephant was standing next to her on the left side, on the feminine side, and they were both facing toward the masculine side, very on the offense, like the elephant was ready to stampede if there's any issues. Because you know how when the trash trucks come by, it's very invasive. You know, there's a lot of noise. It's like the lawnmower, you know, when the lawn guys come. It's all about the men invading your space. So there's a wound around that as well that came up yesterday. There was also a good video, a cry-on video regarding the choirs. I don't know what the exact title was, but it had the choirs in it, and it was a recent, 2021 video. Talks about a lot of different things, if you want to watch that. And the sword and the stone was very interesting. There's, some very good, interesting information in that one. So this first message of the day at 9:06 yesterday morning started out with the whale, and the whale in this deck, the animal spirit deck, is, it looks like they're on a life raft with no energy, like the whale, is barely surviving. We have the wise owls as well in the underlying energy, and then the Six of Wands reversed and expectation. And the message I got right away was let sleeping dogs lie. The whale exhausted at the Y in the road. For the bear and the whale, which is funny, I have to show you that too. My daughter just got a new puppy, an Australian Shepherd puppy, and she named him Teddy. So I got to show you a picture of Teddy. He's so cute. And there he is. He's so cute. So that's our new Teddy. There's another picture of him too. So the teddy bear's coming up here. So taking a closer look and diving deep. So again, diving deep into these wounds that are coming up. Why the collective is going through so much difficult energy right now. And the dark energy coming in. The two wise owls, the grounder and the flyer, which is like the 3D gate holder and the 5D gate holder. Feeling of failure. In need of attention, under the radar. The truth of frustrations, of lovers undercover. The main male home and the courthouse with lady in waiting. The magician dealing with judgment with the King of Wands and the twin flames here. The main male is coming up as the turtle with burden of religion and or truth, and the whale on a lifeline or raft with wise counsel, while under the radar and lady expecting or waiting or watching out the window, but lover hasn't arrived. The first pile here was the lion and the tiger, which was coming up for me as the Leo shaman and the Sagittarius white Bengal tiger jumping through the ring of fire. The leader performer, the rock and the key or sword in the stone. The lion challenged, it's like the lion is the stone and the tiger is the key. The lion challenged by sudden events or epiphany and the energetic exchange of the mature man. And the tiger with the key to the freedom, being out in the cold with nothing but a message to bring. Completion of 21 and upper octave of 33 in the Christ vibration and unity consciousness, the Hierophant seeking freedom with the chariot, which is the vehicle of ascension, and or Taurus and Cancer energies coming up here, as well as the fire signs. And then we have the oyster. The oyster clammed up, holding their tongue, but with their feelers out. So it's like closing your eyes and staying quiet, but just keeping your feelers out to see what's going on. In a public meeting or out in nature, parks and recreation, dumping emotional attachments or multiple loads onto the mature woman. And that could be a mother type of figure. And that could be a boss as well. And that can represent Gaia, like dumping on nature. The judgment of the lovers or home, family, and community, with the mature man with a message for the mature woman, and little girl of sudden wealth, with a gift to or from the privileged lady. The fourth energy was the dolphin and the innocent pup wanting to be fought for by the little girl, right? The little girl who wants their daddy to fight for them, or even a friend to fight for them, who loves them. We had 18 and 18 in this section here, two 18s, which is the moon, a perfect match. By the way, 1818 is 36, which is the Atlas energy, the weight of the world on your shoulders, and a perfect match. Or the little girl is the innocent pup wanting the father to fight for them, romancing the stone. Those who bring love and cuteness and good cheer will be fought for and protected. So this is a wound coming up for little girls. The fifth pile is the crocodile cutting off their nose to spite their face, waiting for the right time to cross the bridge when they come to it, with the King of Swords reversed. And are they reptilian? And there may be sudden wealth involved here. We have the Queen of Cups and Justice, which is truth and balance. The beaver, hardworking, and gives a damn. Separating the wheat from the chaff in order for big love and gifts to come in. The 10 and 17 of destiny and dreams to come true for those who are hardworking and give a damn. And being discerning, separating the wheat from the chaff. And then we have the pile with the B, with communication, destined for privileged lady, with new passion to hang out, perhaps. Could be grandparents also taking care of a granddaughter while their parents duke it out, and privileged lady offers gifts, whether it's physical gifts or her gifts or her psychic abilities. Then we have the fish and the cosmic egg, which has the snake around the egg. It is the crown chakra card. The child with a pet, like a fish or a hamster, who perhaps won't stop. A child in need of help, money, or opportunity from the man in despair, while the pet, and dealing with the worst being over, enjoying bliss of great fortune, and or critters taking over the place. Or child wanted the pet, but the pet is exactly what the man in despair needed. So the child begged and begged for it, and of course then they're taking over the place, and the child's probably not doing what they're supposed to do. So what ends up is like the parent ends up having to take care of the pet, but it ends up being that the pet was actually for the father here, the man in despair, because the pet will help them heal. And it can be a feminine energy as well. The King of Wands in transition, the Page of Wands on their journey. And that could be a father and child, but also can be the inner child of the King of Wands. The crow and the bunny then came up. Again, those standing guard of the vulnerable, those with gifts nesting the golden egg, holding back a new life until the King of Pentacles reversed is ready. The journey is clear, but the destination unknown, and the love train was coming up here. The hermit with dreams coming true, destined to Atlas, the weight of the world, in order to bring up the emotion. The firefly and the butterfly meet in inspiration that's fleeting and very profound and transformational. So there are two ends here, right? So the firefly and the butterfly meeting with inspiration, where the fireflies, their inspiration is very fleeting. They can't hold that high vibration for very long. But yet the butterfly is very profound transformation that's not fleeting. It's long-lasting. The direction home, juggling the rainbow, keeping that high vibration with your eye on the unity consciousness, with dependent at home or powerless to dependent spending, or cars, homes, and empty nesting, one-to-one connection at home, ending to find wisdom on their own. Then we have the hawk, the deer one, and the unicorn. Red, orange, yellow, yellow, green, blue, and blue, purple, white, the three sections of the chakra system. The powers that be with restrictions and rejection or insincerity and jealousy and adjudication. And then the sun and the home and union or safety and security issues in the lower third of the hawk. The deer ones being the middle section, the galactic dreamers who need to heal imprisonment with sudden gifts and presence, which literally means you're transmuters of the collective. And then the unicorns, the loving ladies going within to bring light to the community. The hawk infiltrating structures to break them down. The deer ones in the middle section purging for the collective, and unicorns, the seers, for the community. altogether adjudicating imprisonment of the community, exposing trauma and sudden events and epiphanies and presence or gifts of the loving lady, the union gift of the Knight of Cups, offering love to the community in the end, all coming together at 9:52, the Hermit and the Queen of Swords. So then we had a section with the hyena, the worm, the frog, the wolf, and the spiderweb, and this was at 9:53, the Hermit and the Knight of Swords, which is the messenger of truth, or the knight in shining armor. And I was sneezing a couple times yesterday too. I sneezed right before I started the message of the day, and coming up here too at 9:56, I sneezed again. The gambler hits the jackpot. The gambler hits the jackpot, fishing, as the fox leaves the hen house on an adventure to the angry man. Oh, what a wicked web we weave. The hyena overworked or not working out, with message of concern, and the worm, who's like the newbie, the insecure energy who's afraid to ask questions. The worm is abundant here, but in transition and got sick. The frog, and that can lead to insecurity, right? Feeling like you can't deal with things. The frog leaving without expressing their feelings, and the man with concerns after receiving the message, and or receiving a message about a death or a diagnosis. The wolf on the journey to the King of Wands high honor, or 21 gun salute, or perhaps a 3 rifle salute. Or the hyena intercepted a message of a newbie with abundance who passed or is not doing well, making the older man or the frog, right, the frog that needs to become the prince, feel sick with concern, or concern about his own health and the future of his children. And again, maybe I was empathing off my twin yesterday. I don't know. It was yesterday and the day before where my stomach was messed up. The King of Wands wolf on an adventure to see official person, the angry power man of justice in a sticky web, and the message was about them coming to visit because they smell money involved, or the Department of Justice involved, or one leaving the group of 5 to 8 people. Off the grid for the twin flame journey, the fool is the hero here. The messenger is female. The receiver is male. All right, so that was the first message of the day. And then the message of the day from today, which is the 8th. So today we have the 8 of the Strength card, which is inner, outer strength. It's the dance between the masculine and feminine and the manifestation of dreams. And we have the day adding up to 23, which is the King of Wands. So King of Wands and Strength, which very much go together. And this also could be a Leo, King of Wands, or someone in their ego, or just being strong. This could be doing a lot of working out today, too. This is a great workout day for guys. All right. And girls, too, but it has to do with the masculine energy. So the second message of the day today, from 11:40 to 44, I put the cards out, which 11 is justice, 40 is the Page of Cups, through the Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups, into the 4 of Cups, which is the grounding and integrating and mastering of love, especially receiving of love, with justice, which is truth and balance. We have the cheetah here. It's the first card out, the lilies, and then the 8 of Pentacles reversed, and adjudication. The cheetah getting away with it was the first message I heard. After being like a moth to the flame, and the lizard trying to open its heart, and remember that there's reptilian energy in a lot of us. We're, humans are mutts regarding ET energy, right? They're all our relatives, even reptilian energy. And people talk about people with O blood all the time having to do with reptilian energy, and that they may struggle a little bit more in order to ascend. So again, here is a reminder not to judge anyone because we're all one in the end. Something else that's been coming up this week and last week too was about, the awful things that other species do, but we do the same thing, like what reptilians do to humans, we do to animals. So it's the same thing. So really, who are we to judge? Are we? So just a lot to think about, to feel into. But that's been coming up. So those are some more wounds coming up. And remember the animals, right? Because you went through the animal process before the human process. And remember my message about the wounded warrior, that he began as the human. So he became the wounded warrior from the experience of going through nature and the stone, and then the small animals, and then into the human as the wounded warrior in child's pose, skinned, and starting out that way as the human. The cheetah getting away with it after being the moth to the flame, and the lizard trying to open their heart, following the crow. Remember, the crow's distance is like the shortest distance between 2 points, and it refers to, mapping across the country. So instead of having to go certain roads, which takes you longer than the straight line between 2 points, the crow's distance is that direct distance. So the crow standing guard of the collective awakening, with the stingray activation plugged in, turned on, the cheetah about to pounce on them because they're mesmerized or hypnotized by the lower vibe energies of the lower chakra system, the ones who are infiltrating the groups, and then it paralyzes them in fear, right, and unable to act on their inspiration. The child with bridges to cross, the mountains to climb, to get to the maturity and spiritual community. And this is also referring to the newbies into the spiritual community, that they're going to be going through dark night of the soul, just like you have been, for years. So it may take some time for them to go through some purging, and that they need reassurance that it's okay, it's all good. The child with bridges to cross and mountains to climb, to get to spiritual maturity of the spiritual community and peace. Breaking patterns, detoxing out of control habits, letting go of holding on too tightly, and laying your cards all out on the table, standing up to others and lighting the torch, the new flame, apart from the journey where things may not be working out, or too much work, the inequity of home and union, and the main male and the main female came up in the underlying energies here on a journey or trip, or the love train that steals from you, imprisons you, then becoming the privileged lady and the concerned man, as opposed to the main male and the main female, who are very neutral and balanced, right? How you start out on this journey. Becoming the privileged lady and the concerned man, and trying to find judication or fairness in all of this. The magician and the high priestess on the journey with thieves, the queen of wands with the gift of imprisonment, hanging out in the Christ vibration, in union. So again, here's coming up the resentment of being on the journey. It's referencing, again, Jesus and Mary Magdalene on the cross, where Mary Magdalene was referred to as a whore or a thief, and Jesus with a prison record. And you see the parallel between the twins. The spiritual community determined to work it out. The first section here was the rabbit or bunny with fears, right? The bunny is all about fear because they're always scared. We also have the whip here, the King of Swords reversed, and toil and labor. So fear causing impatience or losing patience, with the King of Swords reversed, who definitely can lose his patience, on himself and others, cracking the whip, being the slave or the slave driver, or fearful child that has the King of Swords reversed wrapped around their little pinky. There could be justice for the Queen of Cups here, or Libra and the Queen of Cups. And the second section here is the star, with luck of the Irish, on journey to find space, home, nest, or rest, or bring good news home, only to find their home empty. The high priestess secrets and psychic abilities of coming full circle with completion, the world, or divine feminine, or mother energy, the divine mother, with space on their hands. The third pile is the worm, swans, the Page of Pentacles reversed, and the gift. The newbie connecting with the Page of Pentacles reversed with a gift, or to receive their gifts, perhaps Taurus or commitment here, with the King of Swords reversed going to see the Hierophant or Taurus with Page of Pentacles reversed and Knight of Wands reversed, kids perhaps. Or that could be negative messages about, missed opportunities or needing help and feeling paralyzed by your passions or stuck, unable to follow through as promised. Then we had the numbers 24 and 17, which came up very significantly as the tones or the chord, the most significant chord here. 24 is the 24th chromosome, which is not visible in the 3D, but we have 24, not 23. And then 17 of the stars, which is your galactic heritage, the healing and the dreams coming true. The Queen of Wands and the star, or those dreams coming true to heal, new to connecting with your gifts, harmonic tones of 24 and 17, the invisible chromosome and the galactic traveling. Also, the worm can reference your intestines and nervous energy at 1207, the hangman and the chariot. The nervous energy of the bunny and the star, right? Both of them are in fear all the time because they're always preparing to go on. They're in their head instead of their heart. The Queen of Wands, 2 as 1, in need of help, money or opportunity or an invitation, or missed an opportunity to receive their gift or gifts, healing, stardom, and dreams come true. Look up at the stars. They're waiting for you, inside, not out. Or internalizing, connection, in need of gifts, abilities, the rolling stone of the E to the M to the 3 to the W, or EM and 3W, or M, or Imana, as the Pleiadians call their god, their feminine god, Imana. So M and 3 W's, which is 3 W's, WWW, which is World War I, but not the number 1, but the reference to oneness or unity, or that the world war that was won, WON. Releasing the past, the sadness, the darkness, through the surrender, relaxed, the sword comes right out. Faith and patience. And then faith and patience, which is a country singer's wife and people at a hospital. And then Faith Hill and Tim McGraw came up because it's their 25th wedding anniversary. As it's advertised online that Howie proposed to her 25 years ago, and I guess it's on the 6th, their anniversary, October. He proposed after dating a while and asked multiple times, where she kept saying no, and then he proposed again at the country music festival in a trailer house. He asked her again and then went on stage, and when he returned in lipstick, she had written on the mirror that she was looking in while they were talking, "Yes, I'm going to be your wife." And it was the best day of my life. That's for sure, was what he said in the video. So you can check that out if you want. It was very sweet. So October 6, 2021, they were both the age of 54. And 54 is the Page of Swords, the message that they bring. I know she's a Virgo. I don't know what Tim is, but you can check that out if you want. The fourth pile was the Bat, Time, Hierophant, and Bad Health, leaving the earth through all time and space, needing time to commit to improving health with unconditional love and expansion, or better health care services in general. The nurse and patient versus the doctor and patient, or in other words, the spiritual and emotional side of health. Working off-planet at night, remote and bilocational, and the institution of health and healthcare, the state of our healthcare establishments. That's what we're dealing with right now. Perhaps we're doing a lot of work at night in our dream state. So the 5, and you could be working with Pleiadian energy or other off-planet energies to raise the vibration of the healthcare establishments. The 5th pile here is the Bear, the Book, the Knight of Wands reversed, and the Courthouse. The Bear with the Book of Secrets of the Knight of Wands reversed player, or the play-by-play book, and I was getting the Silver Linings playbook, is that what it's called? I forget. But anyway, falling short at the courthouse. The Page of Wands and the King of Wands, or father with child in trouble, or father being treated like a child at the courthouse, or humbled, or trying to get away with something. Awake to cracking codes of the player at the courthouse, or paralyzed with fear about the possibility of having the book thrown at him or them. Then the eagle, zebra, whale on the raft. The eagle coming in, bringing energy with them To the eclectic and activated third eye, an exhausted wise one who's struggling with energy levels. Choosing a new door, exploring all on the Titanic. And then I just watched the Titanic the other night, and I looked up to see why they were bringing up the Titanic today. And it's Lego's newest 9,090 piece set, so 9090 piece set. So it's their biggest set ever. And then on August 21st, 21, was a film trying to rescue 6 more survivor stories from the Titanic. And that was just in August. The story of an old woman who had expectations and experienced a huge house ship going down in a nightmare of the past, and recounting finding sudden wealth after having the rug pulled out from under them, and the beauty of the experience. And it's making me cry. The heart of the sea, it's just very high vibrational. And what you'd find now at the bottom of the sea if you took all the water and emotions out of the equation. Because remember, at the end of the movie, she dropped the big heart diamond in the ocean again. So imagine what you'd find at the bottom of the sea if you took all the water and emotions out of the equation at 1242, which is the Hanged Man and the Two of Cups. 1242, again, that connection of hanging out, dear ones, present with Camel, who's independent, but looking at the dear one, and the camel is in the dark, feeling blue, telling the deer to leave the area for 3 weeks so they won't be killed by the township. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and the powers that be, and a message of putting time, money, and effort, or offer of new life, from the wealthy man with thoughts of a woman. The innocent and the jackal, Page of Swords and wealthy man, perhaps 2 separate people, or are they one and the same? The camel, independent but sad mama bear, or white teddy bear, or powers that be, pushing limits to offer a new life in hopes that the man is still thinking of her. Strength of the shadow, the dance of the masculine and the feminine, the codependency, the transition in sudden realization or epiphany of sudden events, and or the sexual energetic exchange between them. The dolphin, the cosmic egg, and the wolf, the friendly chap, crowning and being more neutral, or stunned by their awakening, with gifts and or flowers, perhaps from a friend in need of peace regarding changes of life, or life changes, or aging processes here. The collection or the collective awakening to rugrats and petty thieves and annoyances, or little kids wrecking the house, with the high priestess, secret or psychic abilities, or Pisces, a high honor, or the leader of the pack or family released from their duties or from the house. The hermit, king of wands, freed, and then the hermit, knight of wands, with final judgment. And this again could be that father and child in the courthouse, right? So finally the father is freed from having to deal with this stuff, and the child gets a final judgment on whatever they were getting in trouble for, whether that's in court or at home. Perhaps, wrecking the place, having parties at home, or not taking care of the pets like they're supposed to. Or the Hierophant releases the house, or is released from prison, the friend offering gifts to help make peace with some of the changes or help in the transition. We have the peacock and the tiger sneaking around, confused or peeling back the layers, navigating the labyrinth with wise counsel, or 2 wise birds, to triumph over the path to choose with mature woman and unexpected income, coming together to hang out, lovers with new passion and or inspiration here. The golden nest egg, the heart chakra, the owl and the hyena, perhaps the hyena with wise counsel, or realizing that their own heart is their wisest counsel. The stars and dreams, healing by nesting with the golden egg and diving deep. Remember, the golden egg is your heart chakra with the Mother Mary aqua energy. And the 10 of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, or legacy with dysfunction and or loss, or feeling stolen from, cheated, robbed, or ghosted, or needing to rise above. The little girl and the little boy of means and poverty, with a message to bring together. The sudden event, the epiphany about the dream, I have a dream, and the well wishes of love. The little girl of the moon and the little boy of unconditional love, or Cancer and King of Cups in the chariot of ascension with a message at 101 to 102. the magician or the wheel, and the 1 and the 2 of the magician and the high priestess. The frog, the mouse, and the swans, the frog and mouse being 2 as 1, abundant and loving lady taking a chance, with the frog down on their knees, praying for good fortune, and the loving lady implementing a plan to get their wish and be happy with themselves, with a message of concern from or to an official person, exchanging gifts of love, the Page of Wands inspired by higher love of the Fool's Journey at 106, which is the magician and the lovers. So those are your 2 messages. Now we're going to go back to the read in front of you, which is the Twin Flame read. This was done on the 6th. So this was the new moon read. And the Syrian Starseed deck was cut and dealt at 7:44 p.m., which is the Chariot and the 44 of grounding, integrating, and mastering of love. At 7:52, which is the 7 of the Chariot, 52 of the Queen of Swords, ES came up in the codes, and that spells out the S for Sophia, the Divine Mother. The 806, I finished the clarifications, which is the dance of the masculine and feminine, the manifestation of your dreams, and being strong, and the 6 of the lovers. So the dance of the lovers here. The major arcana were strength, karma, Luna, and higher self, which is karma is the judgment card, Luna is the moon. Before the read, abundance, which is the Empress, and after the read was the shadow, which is the devil. There were 3 cups, 2 swords, and 2 wands, with the Knight of Cups being the only court card in the read, which is the one who is love, or bringing love. Before the read, we have the 9 of Cups, 9 of Swords, but also the King of Cups and the Page of Cups, which can also reference that king and child who are dealing with issues. And then after the read is the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Sovereign, which is the 9 of Pentacles. So there's 3 9s there. So we have 3 9s in the read, but that wasn't even the most significant energy. The 2 5s were more significant than the 3 9s. So the 2 5s becoming up very significantly, which has to do with change and new beginnings, and the Ace of Swords, the sword and the stone, Excalibur. And we have 1 of the Magician, 3 of the Empress, 5 6 of the 2 of Swords, being in your knowing and keeping your energy clear, as well as the 13 of Transition of the Death card, 35 of the Wounded Warrior, the 9 of Wands, and the 68 of the Page of Pentacles, and the 59 of the 5 of Swords, the war within. The messages that were coming up here, and one of the definitions that came up was not my style, and also neuroleptic malignant syndrome came up, and the message were as so. The Christ Mary sudden event, which has to do with the mother and the son, in a sudden event with the saint or the path that is good, the after death ESP bridging the left or the feminine and acing expanding karma in the now moment of the lovers saying yes, which is greater than the X. Then we have the, so it's saying that positive, maybe there's some masculines out there who think no one will ever match them, you know, the way that their ex does or their current partner. But there's that energy of being in the now moment with the twin flame, in the now moment of the lovers saying yes. And I guess that's why Faith's message came up, because she said yes. Keep seeing the yes in the mirror. I'm going to be your wife, was what she wrote on the mirror. That's very cool how that came together. Okay. We have New Mexico also coming up, and Neiman Marcus, which was interesting because I got an offer from Neiman Marcus to advertise, right? So New Mexico or Neiman Marcus in a sudden event. Sophia being key in the after death ESP, bridging left, a hard left. So going hard left to the divine feminine side, dealing with the shadow karma, and present, being present if greater than the cloud dance of abundance, like being light as a feather on your feet. Being greater than the cloud dance of abundance, being greater than expansion. And the Lovers comes up here too. Being present to the Lover's abundance. To come, to arrive, and Eastern Standard Time was coming up here. The sap, right? The essence of life is coming up as the fat, right? Which I've talked about that too, that the fat is to protect you from yourself. You gain weight when your body's protecting you from yourself. In the after-death energy of your gifts coming on board and bridging with ownership, with a hard left, owning your divine feminine, bridging a hard left, acing 5 karmics by being present to lovers, or being the gift to the lovers. And this could be being a gift or doing something for a partnership that's not yours as well. Neiman Marcus, again, coming up, but also seeing a saint or good at bridging left to the feminine. And again, the prior code line was about saying yes in the greater abundance. So again, Faith's message to Tim on the mirror. And you can look that up because he did a little video on describing how he proposed to Faith and said, yes, I'm going to be your wife. But it's yes first in big letters with an exclamation mark. Yes is the greater abundance, right? Because she was afraid. They had said that she was afraid that it wouldn't work with 2 people from the same industry, and that's why she kept saying no. Like finding all the reasons why it won't work. Meanwhile, you're really happy with that person. It's saying, say yes for greater abundance. Acing the freedom and the change from karma, being present with your gift, the gift of the lovers. If greater than abundance, yes is greater than the cloud dance. Yes, the power of yes, the power of going left, strongly left to the divine feminine, yes. The strength is the underlying energy here, upright, of manifestation, the 8, the dance between the masculine and the feminine. Beneath it is the 9 of Cups reversed, the 9 of Swords upright, the King of Cups upright, abundance reversed, and the Page of Cups reversed. Dissatisfied, suffering in silence, or stressed out, not sleeping, or purging at night. The King of Cups in lack, or with mother in lack, and the Page of Cups child in lack, or miscarriage here, or screaming newborn, a strong birth. The King of Pentacles reversed present, the Knight of Cups upright offering love to the Page of Swords, but may not be reciprocated in a message here. There may be a message back, but not reciprocating the love offered. The 10 of Wands upright, slaving for the Queen of Wands reversed, and the Knight of Pentacles upright, third party, in a twist of fate. The Knight of Cups offering love to the past, while offering big passion to get over loss, regret, guilt, and shame. Of the 10 of Cups reversed, unhappy or manipulative family, in a heated exchange with the Queen of Cups upright, ending an emotional cycle of unhappiness, and supporting the Queen of Cups, or putting her on a shelf or a pedestal, depending on your situation. All efforts went right over her head, a waste of energy and emotion. Okay? So whatever energy was being put forth toward her or from her was a waste of effort because it was going over either her head or the other person's head. The Queen of Cups sending love out that's unrequited, not received in the spirit that it was intended. The Knight of Cups to the Page of Swords, and the Queen of Cups to the 10 of Cups reversed. The Knight of Cups offering emotion, and the Page of Swords very surface but friendly. The Queen of Cups sending love to the family with nothing in return, so the unrequited love could be from the family. And the King of Cups with mother in lack, and the Page of Cups reversed. But the Knight of Cups and Queen of Cups are with efforts to get the word out, which is falling on deaf ears. They don't want to know, or less than enthusiastic response. A strong rejection of the Empress between the King of Cups and Queen of Cups, and Knight of Cups too. The 10 of Cups reversed, unhappy family, or ending that's overdue, starting over and saving up for a new life, planting a tree or family tree to make it grow. The heat is on to save and flirt, and beneath that was let go of control issues. The Chariot broken, I was just getting in 2 places, so I don't know if somebody broke something, but there could be a car that was broken in 2 places as well, and I was just getting the picture of the Titanic when it broke. It fell over, the ship. So the chariot broken into two bulls split, the lovers recovering from exile or illness at 8:55, the dance and the truth. There's no olive, and I wrote Oliver branch, which is my nephew, it's funny. There's no olive branch, and Oliver also was the orphan. There's no olive branch doing it on their own. No fantasy mirroring with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and no surprise. No more sex or free meals, no more kissing feet or sucking toes, no more princess in front of the mirror, or fruit on their ass, or posing with fruit for them to draw or paint, all gone, and surrendering to war with the central sun. Under the radar, major connection that's satisfying to justice or Libra, or in a divorce, or for Libra with foolish behavior, lacking faith, with no sleep, or awakening to sunshine, happiness, and full exposure. And then I sneezed again here. No more clowning around, falling on face, reaching for the sword, as all is exposed, focusing on planetary alignment here. Stubborn Aries and Taurus, an exchange between Saturn and Jupiter, or good exposure for Gemini or twins, and restriction for Aquarius and rings. So it's a good experience for Gemini or twins energies, but restrictive energy for Aquarius and rings. Ring around the rosy and ankles, and rings around the sun, which is the planets, all are rings around the sun. Toggling for baton or sword, or whatever you want to call it, in the fall. Libra upright, Aries reversed, and Leo upright here. The underlying energies is the Emperor sharing or settling out, and going forward after the read is the wounded warrior, rejected, recovering from exile or illness, near death or after death, or painful ending or betrayal, dissatisfied with fool free, from the Empress in lack, released by the King of Wands upright here. Sunshine and strength, which is a lot of Leo, in birthing through the circle of trust, in a mighty roar. The Queen of Cups upright offers a new life, no surprise in surrendering to the threat of war or takedown. Reflecting the sun with the central sun. The recent past is the Ace of Cups reversed, dumping a load, a burden, or responsibilities, or confessing, perhaps, overwhelmed or sweating it out. Dumped on, the wounded warrior connecting with fool who's free now to leap after settling out with the Emperor at work, powerless to loss of money or dependent dropping the ball, with temptation waving to receive good news of the Knight of Wands reversed falling short, or player exposed. The foundation is the Knight of Cups upright, committed to a split or lie, to get to the bottom of it, instability and deception, of losing patience or move at the new moon from fallen angel. Taurus upright, Cancer and Sag reversed here. The central energy is the Five of Cups reversed, getting over the loss, healing frustration, and uninspired, or all over the place, choosing the past or shadow work in Akashics, and challenged by karma and sudden events and epiphanies in the sexual exchange with the Hierophant, religious leader, establishment, patriarchy, or Taurus upright here. At 9/18, which is my birth date, getting over death or near death or laziness, sleepy with hermit's light and affection. At 9/19, which is then the sun, going from the moon to the sun, Atlas burdened, day and night, with the weight and the world killing them, in pain or ending pain and betrayal, and coming clean, getting clean, or cleaning up their act or space, or still being a little bit sneaky. Hanging out, holding their tongue, the Page of Swords spreading the word of no reunion or moving or visit, unstable home with the Queen of Swords reversed, and the Page of Swords upright with the Knight of Swords reversed at work, getting over shame and guilt of deception or getting up early, or at the new moon walking away and within from the Emperor and the Magician, and the Page of Wands reversed, frustration, the lack of energy or inspiration, or in the way, all over the place. Now is the Six of Swords reversed, crowning, which is the need to find peace, because there is none. The Knight of Cups getting over loss and the need of peace, or a peaceful place to be. The Knight of Wands reversed may be falling short of expectations, of energy, or that's the player, falling short of being a good man. leaving and not wanting to fight, or paralyzed by their passions. And the Page of Cups reversed, about moving or leaving home, to the Queen of Swords upright, or the Knight of Wands reversed and the Page of Cups reversed. The Knight of Wands reversed and the Page of Cups reversed, fighting about where and who to live with, and exposing the downturn, or draining kids, or twist of fate, and overexposed or sick. And I had tummy ache yesterday, so it could be representing that kind of energy. Depressed about the Two of Cups lovers, in need of peace after release, and being strong with the Queen of Cups upright and the Queen of Wands reversed, recovering from dissatisfaction being alone, with temptation waving, or dark forces out there, or scared to leave or live alone. The woman with big hands and feet tackling the boar to force them to drink the water, while tempted by big love at work and no longer sheltering the kids from seeing what's out there. And this could be parents who are very overly protective with their children, are now, holding back on being so protective and allowing their kids to see what's out there so they can actually deal with it. The evil bad witch, or the Empress reverse. There's two different Empresses here, both reversed, but one can be the evil Empress and one's more of a normal, older woman type of energy. So the evil bad witch of the Empress reversed, awake to justice or divorce and dumping emotional attachments, or Libra upright and Taurus reversed, healing, and Libra justice, working to align with secret passion. The King of Swords reversed and dependent, or powerless to sudden fall, or bumping into the Good Witch, the Empress reversed, the Good Witch though. And then we have coming up is the Moon reversed, the new moon of October 6th, or deception up at the crack of dawn. The Page of Cups reversed, vulnerable or dealing with rejection, and defenseless to the Queen of Swords reversed, verbal attack about lovers, and falling out or a negative past, or difficult kids. And the cycle now complete, or the world is okay, and Pisces divine feminine, suffering in silence, or up nights with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, loss or dysfunction, and the Knight of Pentacles offering help, connecting to those needing to heal or heed the call to action, to swallow their pride, making bad calls or none at all, and in need of peace. The twin flames here, seeing themselves as the Eight of Swords reversed, released by the Ace of Wands, that new passion or inspiration to keep energy clear and balanced mind. No calls for the King of Cups hiding his face in a breakdown or break up, break in, out, or through, implementing a plan to hang out and see new perspectives here and be still. Engagement, children, romantic feelings, and trust. Around the twins is the higher self reversed, the secret passion for good news, and journey to twin to choose path with third party and make magic, seek peace, and hold their tongue at 9:39, which is the Hermit and the Knight of Cups. The block here being the Three of Wands being present in the moment, or the gifts of the Knight of Pentacles offering help to the Queen of Pentacles reversed, dumped, or overwhelmed. And this was the night I'd watched, going into the 6th to the 7th, I watched Titanic, which literally ended at midnight. And there were 2,200 souls on board. 22 is the Fool's Journey. So abundance comes up here, love, partnership, and completion. The Magician hangry, in sudden jealous rage, in conflict with third party, healing from depression or arrogance of the King of Wands upright and the group. Leaving the Emperor and the Magician with rage and jealousy issues. Perhaps the King of Swords reversed is surrounded by secrets and lack of intuition and spending he didn't approve, or secret passion and powerlessness of sudden events, epiphanies, and or sexual exchange, and then dropping the ball with the Empress reversed in lack or in one big fight. Aquarius reversed, Cancer reversed, Pisces, Taurus reversed, and then we have Aries, Gemini or Virgo upright, and Scorpio upright, and Libra upright as well. And the Page of Pentacles on top at the end here, with an opportunity or invitation, or started it all, to get some time alone to study or do their research without all the noise. A strong Knight of Cups released with secret passion, dumped or overwhelmed and getting over it, challenged by karma of deception, presents, or gifts, and in need of peace with the group, fighting or conflict all the time, birthing or water broke, or all exposed, or sunshiny day, the Knight of Cups offering love to get over it and find peace, challenged by karma, judgment, or karmic return, or Aquarius reversed, and a release from prison at the new moon, or in deception, with secret passion present, or lack of intuition and conflict, or competition broke out, with the Queen of Wands reversed devil, and the Knight of Swords reversed, over their house, or over the home or house, or unstable dependent, or dependent spending money that's not theirs to spend, or just powerlessness or loss of power, money, and independence at 9:52, which is the Hermit and the Queen of Swords. So those are the energies. But it ends with the Page of Pentacles upright, which is either starting a whole new career, or a child who's got power over everybody else. So let's see what the Animal Spirit deck has to say for you guys. And we just hit an hour as well. It was just 37 and 38, which is the King and Queen of Cups. All right, you have the spider. The spider web. And this is like the rainbow grid as well. And sticking, it's like staying at your post. Right? So if this is your spot on the grid, to stay there, you know? Stick to it. And there we have the otter, who's very curious and innocent. I love this otter. And the otter is looking at the shark attack. Or this could be someone protecting the otter, or the otter protecting themselves. They have sonar radar. And then we have the hawk here too. And they're all looking at the... It's leading to the collective awakening, because they're all looking at the wolf, who's the pack leader, who's no longer trying to tell everybody what to do during the collective awakening here. So this is like everyone's standing their posts, and there's the newbies curious about what's going on over there. They're very well balanced here in this sweet little puppy energy, with the shark out protecting the otter, and the hawk clearing the way. And so is the wolf. They have very similar energies there, but this is land and this is the sky. And this is like clearing the energies for the collective awakening here. So it's like everyone's in their places, you know, ready to go. That's the energy I'm getting here. So man your stations. And so for the innocent ones, you know, their station is to be behind protection where they're safe. And then the hawks are out clearing, and the wolves are out on the land clearing as well, being very present and neutral while the collective awakens here. It's very interesting. Okay. All right, the bottom of the deck is the worm. So again, here's the newbies, right? The new ones coming out, awakening. They're going to be very vulnerable and feeling intimidated to ask questions, because they feel like they should know stuff they don't know. But they shouldn't, because they didn't know yet. That's all okay. So again, the ones who are scared, like the little sweet energy. So the buffalo is like that very grounded and heavenly energy too, of that feeling very like you're in a very stable environment. Like kids would feel very comfortable with the buffalo, them making them feel very safe. But these are the newbies coming out who may feel insecure to ask questions, or may have had parents who were not open to that kind of information, and they always felt safe with them. But now they're awakening and may not resonate with the person they've been safe with, and need to find how to come out and ask questions. So it's like saying, you know, everyone man your posts, they're coming. And be there just ready and waiting for them to come as we clear the energies for them. We've been clearing to make it easier for the new ones to come in. So let's also go to Journey of Love. And I want to remind you of the first cards that came out for you guys, because how beautiful they are, and it's so much of nature. Okay, just feel the energy of that, how beautiful it is. And that's coming up, the spiritual community was coming up above this card, which is the community. It can represent being in a very, very natural habitat as well for your home. Making sure you have plenty of nature around you. And let things happen naturally as well. She loves a 61. 61 is that liar, cheater, thief card, but it has to do with taking a risk. And this is taking a risk to love yourself. And then we have the 46 of the children, right? Opening up their hearts to awaken just for a moment. Joy of the 46, taking a risk, right? If you're scared to ask, if you're scared to open up to something new, just for a moment, open up and see what happens. Take that risk. So again, that's resonating with the new ones open. And also give yourself time and space. It doesn't have to come in all at once. You don't have to learn everything in 2 seconds. Allow yourself to enjoy the journey. Open your heart to the light. Take a risk and give yourself space. The bottom of the deck is God speaks about connection. 33 is the Christ vibration. That's 7 of Wands, standing up for yourself and asking questions. Connecting to, how do I connect to source? And the light field. Here's the 4D bridge, right? What do I do when I'm feeling out there in the middle of the 4D bridge, totally exposed and in a lot of, drained energy, purging, crying, What do I do when I'm in this situation feeling exposed and unprotected? How do I protect myself? And how do I connect to source? So these are the questions coming up from the collective. So just be ready and man your posts. So I'm going to read to you first the spider. It's actually the spider web. Let's see here if I can find it. Where are you, spider? There we go. Creator of prosperity through life's work and dharma. The spider is an ingenious creator. Its greatest gift is weaving the thread of dharma into a vast, intricate web that supports the spider and those around it, both financially and spiritually. It is hard work, but the spider neither tires nor becomes impatient. This card reminds us creativity is everywhere. Be process-oriented rather than results-oriented, and soon your work becomes like the weaving of a magical, priceless tapestry, and abundance follows. So this is very much the message that was coming up from the cards about, manning your stations for the new ones coming out, that, enjoy the journey, don't have expectations, don't look towards the result, but just enjoy the journey of creativity and being patient with those awakening as well. And this comes up for messages for both sides here. So when they're in balance, they're appreciative, enthusiastic, and prosperous. When they're out of balance, they're discouraged, tired, or forlorn. To bring back into balance, playful creativity. And then we have from the Journey of Love, is the 61 was the first card. She loves. Forgiveness is here for you now. Can you partake of it? Forgiveness for your own self, for the times you messed up, that you didn't love, you forgot to trust, you tried to take over and decided against surrender. Forgiveness is here for you now, for the times when you couldn't forgive another, even if you really tried and really wanted to. She loves. She's here for you now. Open your heart to the angel goddess of forgiveness and let her fill your heart. You are free. This oracle brings you a message from the divine. You are forgiven. You are worthy of forgiveness, and you are capable of great spiritual generosity in forgiving others. If there's a person that you cannot forgive, or you really are just not forgiving, if there's a person you cannot forgive, you are really just not forgiving yourself. Perhaps for being vulnerable, or for not having known better, or for not listening to your own intuition. It's time to let that go and allow the forgiveness that the divine has for you to fill your heart. You are free now. You just need to realize it. The cherry blossom knows when to bloom each year and never questions whether its beauty is enough. There's peace in knowing you always bloom well, yet man spends a lifetime in wonder. So knowing that all is well and you are everything that you need. And that was all about forgiveness. Okay. So make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, and tap into your own inner child to see what you need. Okay? Be patient with yourself and forgive yourself and others. And as always, rise and be loved, guys. Take a deep breath. Rise and be loved. I will see you guys soon. Have an amazing day. Bye.